The Rape and Abuse Crisis Center does a lot of unique things in our community, and they truly are positioned as the only organization that provides those services really regionally. This organization makes a difference in the lives of men, women, and children every single day.
Oftentimes when we look at the nonprofit sector, we say, well, you're there so the formal systems can refer to you, if there's something either outside of their scope or maybe the sector can provide something that the formal systems don't. The big difference with Rape and Abuse Crisis Center is we're embedded in their services. So when they jump to action, so too do we. When a sexual assault victim presents at the emergency room, Rape and Abuse Crisis Center is the first call made. When we're having to teach healthy boundaries and body autonomy to second graders, Rape and Abuse Crisis Center is the agency that's going into schools and doing that. We look at those as just crucial to ensuring that victims get what they need.
The great thing about our advocacy team is that we're always going to be there for people. We are in the shelters, we're in the hospitals, we're in the jails.
We are there to be that victim survivor's advocate. We are their confidant, we are their support system, we help them get their needs met, we make sure that they understand some of these more complicated processes. Not everyone knows what the process of evidence collection after a sexual assault looks like. Not everyone knows what their options are.
Rape and Abuse Crisis Center is part of our community response to sexual assault, and so we work together. They provide advocacy services for the sexual abuse survivors that I work with, so I provide the medical care, but really Rape and Abuse Crisis Center advocates provide all of the advocacy, potentially mental health supports, as well as making sure that that child family is going home into a safe environment. So whether that means helping with order for protection, and so using the services at Rape and Abuse Crisis Center is basically a foundation for these patients in order to get the help that they need in a timely and effective manner.
We spend time in the criminal courts focused on justice, and it's largely justice involving prosecution of a crime against an individual. We spend far less time focused on the victim's healing and on what a survivor of a crime really needs. We do not offer those services, so we need someone to help them navigate that world and then also to get better internally. We will hopefully be able to get justice in a case. That's not always the fact case that we can do that. I see them almost as being a more important organization for our community than myself, because I have a small number of cases that I can take to trial and win on, where they have a very large number of victims that they can help in this community.
Counseling here looks maybe a little bit different than some other places. All of our counselors are highly trained and skilled. We see people here right at the center, and then we also do a lot of outreach sites. One of the great things about counseling here at RACC is the fact that we believe that survivors should not be financially responsible for their healing. And so we are able to provide counseling services without any cost. Everyone has a place here.
Last year we were in 48 different schools, and we do education from kindergarten up through the high schools. We have a variety of programs, from red flag, green flag, to I wish the hitting would stop, and then healthy relationships and things like that we do in the schools. We do community presentations. It's really whatever anybody wants. If they call and ask us to come and, like domestic violence in the workplace, we do that. We go into the jail in Fargo and Cass County, and we do groups there with healthy relationships.
I think making anybody in the community aware of our resources and providing that education with what a healthy relationship looks like, what is unhealthy, and the resources that we provide that are available to them. If we're starting young and the youth are familiar with who we are in the community, they're aware that we're available for adults, family members, people in the community. And when it starts like that, and as they get older, they can spread that information. The schools are making that resources available. And again, the people in our institutions or our neighbors.
If we weren't around, I hate to say it, but I think there would be more people who would be victimized, as well as there would be victim survivors out there who didn't have the skills to deal with what is the trauma that has happened to them.
I've been part of many organizations, served on a number of boards, but the passion that I see both from the directors and truly the staff for working and living the mission every day is unparalleled.
I've seen what I would call, I think, miracles happen, where because of their strength and their resiliency and their honesty, they've been able to pull themselves up from really, really dark situations and really, really difficult abusive relationships and really thrive. Just seeing the way that my clients are able to find their strength, find their voice, and heal from these things is the most impactful thing about my work.
Whether it's trafficking, whether it's physical abuse, sexual abuse, these are all scary words to talk about and scary words to say, but we need someone like the Rape and Abuse Crisis Center in town here to do that. And I can't think of anyone better to take on this difficult challenge, someone with the history and the track record of impact locally here. If you're looking to have your philanthropic dollars have an impact, donate to the Rape and Abuse Crisis Center.